Hi, friend. Welcome back to the Content Systems for Growth podcast. If you've ever struggled to find a content creation rhythm that actually works, let me tell you a quick story. A few weeks ago, while I was deep in my usual content marketing workflow, my sister and her family came to visit us. It was so much fun. I got to meet my new nephew for the first time, and of course, I got to spend time with my niece, who, let me just say, is an absolute firecracker. She's full of energy, knows what she wants, and she keeps us all on our toes. And here's the funny thing that hit me while I watched her cling to her mother, sobbing. Do you know what toddlers and content have in common? They both need a consistent, steady routine and a rhythm to thrive. Without it, plan for a meltdown. You know exactly what I mean, right? Whether it's a skipped nap or a missed snack or a curveball in the day, toddlers show how much they rely on that rhythm. And content, it's really no different. So, as a business owner, things start to fall apart when you're not showing up consistently with your content. Your target audience isn't sure when to expect you. Audience engagement drops. You feel like you're always behind, scrambling to pull something together at the last minute. That's the content creator's version of a meltdown. And if you've ever felt like that, you are not alone. But here's the thing I want to talk about today, because consistency just doesn't happen. It's not about forcing yourself to keep up with somebody else's schedule. It's about finding a rhythm that works for you. That's what I really want to dig into today, because consistency starts behind the scenes. Now, this is important. In order to release a consistent podcast or show up consistently everywhere, you have to create consistently. That means you've got to find your marketing rhythm behind the scenes first. I know for some of you that might sound like adding more to your plate, but what I've learned is that when I have a steady content routine, I actually feel less stressed. It's when I'm winging it, trying to create something last minute, that everything feels heavy. Does this sound familiar to you? And here's the truth: consistency in publishing is what your audience sees. Consistency in creating is what you feel. And if you don't have that rhythm in creating, publishing consistently is going to feel like pushing a boulder uphill. So let's talk about finding your regular rhythm. This isn't about following somebody else's content strategy or sticking to a rigid schedule. It's about figuring out what works best for you, selecting the content type and the content calendar that feels easy to you. So ask yourself, when do you feel the most creative? What kind of content feels easiest for you to create? Is it talking on a podcast, writing? Maybe it's going live on social media. Do you like to work ahead in batches, or does it feel better to create in the moment? For me, I've learned that batching podcast episodes works really well if I'm in the right headspace. Otherwise, it feels forced. I'll record a couple at a time when I'm in that creative flow, and then I give myself space when I'm not feeling it. That's my rhythm right now. That's what works for me. But I've also learned that it can change, because I've done it in a number of different ways. And at the time, it's what worked for me. So it's all about finding what works for you and your correct rhythm. Just like my niece is in the toddler phase, her routine is everything. She'll grow out of that, and your rhythm might shift too. For the best results, give yourself permission to adjust. And of course, friends, I want to leave you with some practical tips to build your content rhythm. Choose one core piece of content. I know I've said this time and time again, but don't spread yourself too thin. For me, it's my podcast. For you, it might be a blog post. Maybe you prefer to write, or a YouTube channel. Pick one. Decide on a publishing rhythm. Is that weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? I mean, really, what feels doable for you right now? And I know you'll hear experts out there tell you that you need to post more consistently or post more, like once a week or twice a week or whatever it may be. But the key to it, what works for you? I mean, you want to make sure that you're being creative and you're using your creative mind when it feels best for you. And you need to plan your content creation time. Block out space to create, whether that's batching or setting aside a specific day each week. Repurposing, because that is such a vital key to not getting burnt out and using your time wisely. This is where the magic actually happens. Once that core piece is done, you pull pieces from it for your blog, your email, and your social media posts. You do not need to reinvent the wheel for your marketing efforts to be effective. Give yourself grace. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. There is no perfection, in my opinion. Life happens. Adjust when you need to. Begin to know yourself and when your best rhythm is for the flow of ideas to come. Okay, friends, it's time to wrap this up today. Here's the thing, your business needs you to show up, but it doesn't need you to burn out. At the end of the day, finding your content rhythm isn't just about doing more. It's about finding the flow for all the different types of content and not forcing it. If you've been feeling that content pressure, I want you to know there's a better way. Start with one thing. Find your rhythm. Build from there. And if you're tired of feeling behind and want a simple rhythm to stay consistent, I've got you, friend. With my easy content repurposing package, I take one podcast episode and I turn it into 5 full days of strategic content, so you can show up with ease and stay in your zone of genius. And if you're feeling stuck or need help creating that routine, that's exactly what I help with. I take your podcast and I turn it into 5 days of content so you can stay consistent without adding any more to your plate, friend. I'll drop a link down below in the show notes if you want to learn more about that. But either way, I hope today encourages you to stop forcing the flow and start finding your very own rhythm. What works for you? Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you, and I hope you make it a wonderful week. Yay! Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you found this episode valuable and learned some actionable tips that you can implement in your business so that you can feel accomplished and less stressed. If you enjoyed this show, please take a quick minute to share this with your business bestie, subscribe, and leave a review. It helps me reach more business owners just like you. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, please reach out to me on my website. I've created a form just for you. Remember, with the right system and mindset, you can achieve the success your heart desires. Thank you for tuning in. I look forward to chatting with you next time. I appreciate you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And don't forget, let's grow, friends.